Hello, everyone. So, good afternoon. Today is Saturday. It is the day before Mother's Day. And I just wanted to make this quick video to just try to, I don't know, give a few points. Okay. Um, I, okay. So, I am mainly a streamer. Okay. I'm sorry I talk slow. I'm going to try to speed this up because I talk very slowly. If you ever watch me, you may want to put me on 1.25 speed, at least for your own well being. I can't help it. I talk slow and I say a lot. But anyway, I am a streamer mainly, right? I suck at editing, all of that. I've been working really hard to learn to edit and try to do better with that kind of stuff. Raquel has helped me and gave me tips on how to actually like do voiceovers. I tried to download apps to do it and I was lost, and she told me a way to do it with my iPhone notes. So I thank her, Raquel, saucy chicken. I appreciate her. So that's what I've been trying to do, make these short videos, and I just record a voice note and add it. So anyway, but I'm a streamer, right? I've been on TikTok for a few years, 5 years, and I started in the anti-Katie Joy community, and it got really messy between creators. It's very personal whenever you're in an anti community that is hyper focused on one person. Of course, it's going to become super personal. And I just felt like it was just too much. And then people inserting themselves in lawsuits. I won't say her name. Right. I will just say it's those little flies that fly around. Her name sounds just like that, except without the G. But if you say her name, she appears. Like Beetlejuice, and not even in a good way, not in a fun way. Yeah, okay. So inserting herself in a lawsuit between Tati Westbrook and Katie Joy Paulson, making fake declarations, creating CP and all this other dangerous real life stuff. I was like, okay, time to exit stage left. I ventured into the 90-day community where it's just as bad there, where doxing is a regular occurrence, going real life is a regular occurrence, all the things. And again, it became messy between creators. So I decided, and a few of my friends like Sophie, we took breaks from the internet because it wasn't fun to go live. It was just all drama. So I started venturing to TikTok, as did Sophie and a few other people, and watching content over there, and came across this whole thing of like beg talk. I had never seen it. Now on YouTube, you see people like Maddie and Gerald Owens. Maddie would be on YouTube, very, very reminiscent of Lisa Richards, but on YouTube, right? The parallels are really, really jarring between them. And so I spoke about Maddie a few times to bring awareness and to bring the awareness of how dangerous enabling active addiction is, right? But I never continued doing videos on her because she was in active addiction, for one, and I felt like it was exploitative. Secondly, it was very triggering. I'm in a place in my recovery where relapsing isn't an option. It's not like the first thing I think about. Not saying that it could never happen. In recovery, you never say never, right? But I'm saying, like, watching these things don't trigger me in the way that it used 2 years ago, where watching this kind of stuff would put those thoughts of relapse in my head. But it was triggering for other people, my viewers. It was just too dark. It was just too dark all the time. That lifestyle was just too dark. So I didn't want to cover it on a constant basis. So I moved away from it. And then I came across Miss Ashley Cat and the way she would be at work and nodding and all this stuff. And I felt like what she was doing was exploitative, giving tarot card readings, and then, people paying her for readings, and she wouldn't come through. And then when they would ask about their readings, she would give them attitude and be really nasty. So I spoke about that, and I spoke about it again to bring awareness to how dangerous enabling is. So you see people that grift or beg on YouTube, but on TikTok, it was at a whole new level, a level I had never seen before. And it was just everywhere. and people in active addiction just on all day. That's all they did, reciting the payment apps and then being nasty and yelling and cursing at people and screaming at people. And I had never seen that. And there's so many people that I haven't even named, right? All these other people that beg and expect that because they come on, they have the ability and have a smartphone that they can come on and beg and have everything taken care of, their housing, pay for my hotel, pay for my car, my gas, my food, my drugs, all the things, right? It was something that was foreign to me. And I thought it was important to talk about it. And because I didn't know any of these people, had never had any personal interactions with these people, I felt like, okay, it won't get messy because I don't know them. You know what I mean? I can talk about it from a 100% objective place. So that was the most important thing to me, that I didn't have any personal interactions with these people, so I could remain objective. And so I started seeing Lisa Richard. I waited a while. I watched people for a while before I'm never one that wants to break a story or be the first one to cover a story. That's never been my shtick. You know what I mean? I want to wait and make sure that I have a well-rounded picture of what's going on to the best of my ability before I cover something. So that's what I did with Lisa Richard. And I don't cover it very much. I wait for, like, in my opinion, big events to take place to talk about it. And I do think that there is a necessity for the people that record her and upload her for archive purposes, for all those reasons, right? That is a necessity, but that is not something that I do on my channel, and not something that I'm interested in doing on my channel, because I don't want to make money or grow my channel solely on the back of an active addict or any active addicts. Now, some people may find it hypocritical because I talk about recovery, I talk about addiction, I talk about all these things on my channel, but that is part of my journey, right? I'm in recovery, 24 years, I was an active addict, so I talk about it. I worked with active addicts. I became certified in HIV education and substance abuse to help people. So I talk about it from that point of view. And yes, sometimes I'm going to show you examples because I think it's important to show you. You know, I could tell you all day, but I think it just hits different when you see it and you understand. You put a face to it. You get, it's more personalized in that way. It's not abstract anymore. So there's always a lot going on in communities, creators vying for videos in the same space. I think there's more than enough space for everyone, but people are always gonna disagree, not get along, all these things. That is human nature. But there are some of us that are not in the know of everything that goes on, and I want people to understand that. You know, please don't assume that because we are in the same space and cover the same people and the same topics that we all see everything and know everything, because I can tell you for myself, I miss most of it. I never watch Lisa on her channel, never watch Lori. I'm not following these women on their accounts on TikTok. I watch through the replay channels. I will not give them any engagement because that is online currency. Giving them views is online currency. It gives them more views. It pushes them into the For You, where more people come across them, and opens up people to come across these people, these dangerous people that take advantage of people and become potential victims of their scamming, of their grifting, of their harassment, all the things. So I always watch from replay channels, and my commentary on Lisa is very minuscule in comparison, and I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm not trying to say I'm better than anybody, so don't misunderstand that. I'm saying it for a reason. Okay, I covered Lori more. I wanted to start covering Gabby. I wanted to start covering Gabby, but I think Gabby is just a whole other species of messed up. You know what I mean? And I still want to do a video on Gabby, but every time I think she's done one of the worst things possible, she does something to top that. Lori, I cover from a different place. I do think that she's using something, and that's just my opinion, because she still gets SSI and is always broke, always asking people for money, always begging. And to me, being a recovering addict, that is just a sign of someone who is partaking in something. Okay. So I just want to say, recently there's been some stuff like with Lisa and Kim, where Kim released these recordings, and Tracy Unfiltered, her name was mentioned by Kim. When Tracy's name was brought up in the phone call between Lisa and Kim, someone in Kim's chat asked which Tracy, because there's a lot of Tracys. And she said Tracy Unfiltered. So that led to speculation and all these things. And Reaper, I guess a month ago, had made a video or a live and mentioned Tracy and, other people, and stopped giving Lisa money. I don't catch all of Reaper's lives. I try to catch as many as I can and on replay. And I know that there's just so many branches of other things that have been going on, right? With Lisa's neighbor, Nicole. And if I'm being honest, I never liked Nicole. That's just my personal opinion. The first time where she put Lisa on blast, when she walked up to Lisa and all of these things, right, for being a liar and not being homeless and being right in front of her parents' house, I was like, yes, finally somebody called her out and proved definitively for the people in the back that don't want to believe it that Lisa's lying. Okay. But then it became a bit much, and people get mad and say, oh, you don't know what it is for Nicole to have to live with an active drug addict in their neighborhood. And to that I say, yes, I do. And even worse than having an active addict living in my neighborhood is living with one in your home. At least Nicole can close her door and be in the safety and comfort of her own home, and only have to see or hear Lisa when she's passing by. And again, I'm not excusing anything Lisa does. I trust me, it's horrible. Okay, I lived with one in my home, couldn't escape, couldn't close the door, couldn't get away from it. So when I talk about it, in case people want to say, oh, you don't know what it is, it's like, yeah, I do. I do. I know firsthand. Okay. So, but I never liked her because I just felt like she's calling Lisa out, thinking that she's better than her, and her behaviors are very similar. If you're not an active addict and you're better than her being a crack addict, then why are you screaming and acting the same way and talking crazy in front of your kids and all this stuff? Anyway, right? I'm not going to go all through that. So there was a lot going on. WTF was done really dirty by BS Lady and a whole group of people conspiring, and all the things that happens when people are filled with hate. Seen it, been there again. I came from the anti-Katie Joy community. But then they started in on Mask Guy Jonny. Mask Guy Jonny is one of the most genuine, sweetest guys I've had the pleasure of meeting, right? He's an amazing guy. And no, I'm not texting with him. He's just a friend that I think is hilarious with his masks. And he is now dating WTF, and I'm genuinely happy for them. He just lost his mother. Okay, may his mother rest in peace. And I watched a live of Nicole's. It was on Nookie's channel. I only watched it because I heard Villain talking about it. Because again, I don't watch Nicole, okay? But I decided Villain was playing clips of it, and she mentioned it was on Nookie's channel. So I went to Nookie's channel. I love Nookie. And I watched it. And to me, it sounded like pure jealousy that WTF and Mask Guy Jonny are together and happy and all the things. And I wish them well, again, because I'm not a hateful, jealous person. Anyway, okay. And as a woman, it did sound like Nicole was just a jaded, scorned ex-lover or girlfriend. It's giving off those vibes. Okay, that's just, again, these are just my opinions. So there's a lot of layers, there's a lot of branches to these trees, right, that extend left, right, and center. There's no way for me to keep up with everything that's going on, and it's not my business, it's not my place, right? But so Tracy, while Reaper was live, Tracy did a short saying, Reaper, you need to show the proof of the accusations that you made. I did hear Reaper when she said, that reference to Tracy and someone else stopped giving Lisa money, yada, yada, yada. I hadn't heard what Tracy said, that she continued to say that she had proof and that every time she said she was going to apologize, some other proof came up. I had never heard Reaper say that, so I don't know either way if that was said. I'm just stating that because that's what she stated in the short, and that she was demanding that she show the proof because she had a lot of stuff on Reaper that Reaper's not going to be happy that comes out. So I was watching Reaper's live and Tracy entered. You know, they were, Tracy was brought up somehow. I think someone asked if there was proof, and Tracy came in saying that she was slandered and all this stuff. And her and Reaper exchanged words, and then Tracy said, "You're something along the lines like you're not going to be happy with what comes out about you." So I don't know, I'm paraphrasing. I don't remember verbatim what she said. And then Reaper became upset and said, "You're threatening me," and all this stuff. Anyway, I'm just trying to summarize what happened. Again, it's not my business, not my place. But and then Tracy, I just saw that she did a 15-minute video today saying that Reaper was involved with Nicole and her little BS lady in coming after WTF and also in coming after her. Again, I don't know any of this, guys. Please don't take what I'm saying as factual. I don't know. And the reason I'm saying is because it's what I was hearing, to just tell you guys right now in real time what I'm seeing. And this is why I try to go to cover people from TikTok, because creators will always have issues with each other, especially if you're covering content in the same spaces. And a lot of us don't know about what's going on behind the scenes. People assume that, because we may be in chats and all that, we know everything, and we don't. And mainly for subscribers. Subscribers get caught a lot in these things because you're emotionally driven. You like certain content creators. You dislike other content creators. So you become emotionally driven and want to defend your favorite content creator. And I think it's important that everybody just take a step back and hold off doing that. Just hold off doing that, because you don't know what's really going on behind the scenes. I'm not saying that you shouldn't support content creators that you enjoy. You shouldn't voice opinions about content creators that you don't like or that you think have said something that you disagree with. You should always be able to voice your opinions. But I don't think any of us should be jumping the gun one way or the other if we don't have intimate knowledge of what's going on. Again, this is all jumbled. I just wanted to make this really quick video to just say, and it's not quick, it's like 18 minutes, but just to say, I think I've been here before. I've made many mistakes on YouTube, and I'm trying to learn from them. I'm trying not to beef with people. People that don't like me, I don't even watch their content. That's how I deal with it. I'm done. And the only person I can control is me. I can't control what other people say. People want to react to my content. That's their right. I can only control me, the part I play, and if I consume it. And I'm not sitting here with a halo. You guys know I have a dirty mouth. I curse a lot. But I'm trying to steer clear of the personal beefs with people. Sometimes it's unavoidable for other people. If things are being done or said about you behind the scenes that affects your real life and all of that. I just try to keep it to a certain point, because I'm the kind of person that doesn't get police involved. Because I've been to jail. Right, I lived by the code of the streets. I no longer live by the code of the streets. If you show up to my house, if you threaten my kids, of course I'm going to call the police, right? But I'm not the first one to call the police over the internet. Never been a thing, if I can avoid it, right? If the solution to me not fighting with you is just ignoring you, putting don't recommend your channel, not consuming it, having my friends not tell me about any of the things, if that's a solution that works for me, I'm going to do that first. Now, if you come to my house or, try to interfere with my kids and my real life, and that's the last resort, is calling the police, then of course I will do that. But I try to avoid that at all costs. So I just think that this is all going too far again, and it happens over and over and over in every community you go to. And mainly for the viewers and the subscribers, I just implore you guys to take a moment and don't jump the gun. Wait to see the full rounded picture. Take a step back and just wait for everything to come out, because in the moment, things may seem one way, and then a second later, some more information comes out that changes the whole situation. And once we put things out on the internet, we can't take it back. I don't delete anything from my channel. So everything that I say on my channel is always on my channel. But I always come and retract if I was wrong. If I'm offensive, I come and I apologize all the time. I don't lack self-awareness. I know that I'm flawed. I make mistakes, but I'm also able to apologize and recognize that. And I don't know. It's a lot right now. It's a lot right now. I'm going to stay in my little corner. I'm not going to be covering Lisa as much. I will still speak about certain things like that voicemail. I thought that was extremely important to repost it to my channel. Again, for other people, potential people that might want to donate to her, show her kindness, and make them understand the dangers they're putting themselves in, to be harassed, doxxed, threatened, all the things. Potentially have her get into your bank account and steal your money if you're allowing her to use your money apps. Just the dangers all around. And so I will continue to try to warn people against the dangers of enabling. How harmful it is to the active addicts, how harmful it is to you, your well-being, your mental well-being. You're trying to help someone and it can have the reverse effect. It can do so much damage on your mental well-being. So I'm going to continue to do that, but very, very restricted. I'm going to restrict it with Lisa, again, because she is in active addiction. It's triggering. It's dark. That whole lifestyle is dark. She's doing all the things that people in active addiction do. But there is a layer of Lisa has been this person for over 20 years. I think that this is just who she is. And then you add on addiction on top of it, and it makes it worse. So anyway, I hope you guys will receive this video the way I meant it. Comments are always welcome, as long as you're not calling me out my name. I think that I'm always open to have conversations, even if we agree to disagree, in a respectful way. You know what I mean? How somebody presents their opinion to me means a lot. I never go into somebody's comment section calling them all kinds of bitches. I don't do that. I just don't do that. I don't feel the need to go and bicker with people in their comment sections. If I don't like you, I won't even bother with your channel. I'm not even going to go into your comment section to argue with you. I'm going to avoid you like the plague. And not saying everybody has to do that. Again, people have the right to voice their opinions. And your opinions are welcome here, except for 5% of YouTube. Yes, ma'am. 5% of YouTube is not welcome on my channel. But 95% of YouTube, you are welcome to make your comments. Again, you don't have to agree with me. And we can have a respectful conversation about it. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope all the mothers and fathers and grandmas and aunties and tios and all of that are mothers and taking on the motherly role have an amazing Mother's Day tomorrow. And I hope to see you all soon. Y como siempre, te quiero mucho, mi amores.